Cheers. So, this video might look a little different today. And that's because I just wanted to I was watching some of my older videos back in 2016 when I was living at the, what we call, I don't know, the JK house, when I was living with all those like YouTubers and stuff. And I remember when no one was in the house, I'd be so self-conscious and just really kind of talk about my life and what I was going through. And here's something I've been going through a lot recently. I feel like I haven't really had too many sit-downs with myself to really talk about my life and what's going on, man. And for me, it just was very therapeutic, and it was really kind of cool seeing that other people related to what I was going through right now. And I kind of miss these like coffee talks, man, that we used to have, man, and I kind of want to bring that back. Man, that's hot. Anyways, recently I've been really busy, guys, and I'm just gonna be real. There's no like strong CTAs or like, hey man, this is Kevin Yee the Farm D or anything like that. No, it's just like a real talk between us, because that's how we first started the channel, right? So yeah, let me just tell you everything that's going on right now in my life. So since we last talked, which I don't remember when, but some of the cool things that have been happening in my life is that I actually have managed a few clients. I'm actually back down to 2 clients right now for my closing agency. And it's been really, really rough. One of my clients is doing really, really well. But honestly, I've just been kind of struggling with closing, man. It was really, really tough, like just going on to a new offer and just learning the basics, like because every single offer, every single thing, that it's like going to a new job. There's a lot of new, regardless if you've had a lot of experience in one area, everything new is very different. So I've been really struggling with that. I realized for myself is just like, I'm getting better at having more patience for myself and being more understanding. But sometimes my Asian dad comes out. I'm not sure if you guys ever have those moments where it's like, it's like these moments where like your inner, it's like your inner Asian dad yelling at you and be like, you're not enough, you're not this, you're not that. And what I realized too is like, I'm a lot better at kind of handling things like before. I'm a lot more patient. I'm always thinking about, instead of focusing on like, hey, how are other people doing? How is Kevin doing compared to yesterday? And every single day I just make sure I try to get better and better. So that's kind of on the business side. And you know what? I think this is a good topic to talk about. What makes certain people successful and what makes others not so successful. I think it was like in one of my reading prompts recently. Recently I bought this book called 300 Writing Prompts from Target. Yeah, I bought it at Target, and they were asking for one of the writing prompts, why do you think some people are successful in life and others are not? And when I look at people like in the closing team, or the way I've kind of pivoted my style, or even when I take a look at like thought leaders like Gary Vee, or like Dan Locke, Dan Pena, Tony Robbins, all these people, they all have like this conviction in themselves. And when I look at myself, like sometimes there's periods where I have so much conviction, where I feel so damn confident, I feel unshakable, right? Just like Tony Robbins' book, pretty cool, right? You should give it a read, by the way. But it's really interesting because a lot of people on the surface will think like, hey, what is success? Success is like, you know, making sure you take action, making sure that you're motivated all the time. But the truth is, those are just like kind of the side effects of having self-confidence. Like what I've been really thinking about and I've been really battling is my own self-confidence, not only changing as like going from pharmacist to entrepreneur, but just in general in life. And I look at myself, and when I took the jump from pharmacy to entrepreneurship, or more specifically like marketing and closing, and try to develop my own like high tickets and stuff, what I realized was that this journey has always been about one thing. The old Kevin that you saw in 2016 to now, I'm still fighting the same battle, man. Even though it gets a lot easier, I'm still fighting the battle of self-confidence and feeling self-worth within myself, right? You know, I've been through a lot, man, these last few years, and I've done a lot of like self-worth work, I guess, you know? Some people like, is like, that's woo-woo and shit, but I think that's where woo-woo meets the practical. Because, face it, if you had all the confidence in the world that you knew that you weren't gonna fail, or not even fail is kind of like the wrong word, because like a lot of times it's like you're judging yourself and shit, you know? So like, what I think is like, hey, if you knew that you can make everything, if you had enough confidence in yourself that you can make everything right, then why wouldn't you do it, right? Even if you do fail, you can figure shit out. And that's kind of like the mentality that I've been trying to adopt over this last year. And because of that, that's how you get the motivation, because you can do really cool shit. That's how you get the action taking, because you don't put things off, because you know things are just like just a little bit further, like just a little bit further out of your grasp, but it's totally doable. So that's the kind of stuff I've been struggling with, man. And I guess like that is definitely one of the things I've been struggling with, just like self-confidence and stuff. But just in general, there's just been a lot in my life that's been kind of spiraling that I haven't really shared with you guys either. And I want to become a lot better at that. I want to become a lot more transparent about what I do, all that, excluding all the NDA stuff that I signed, right? But I'm pretty much open book as in terms of everything that I do, man. And so, yeah, man, I've just been kind of struggling with that. And recently I've just been going through a lot of burnout too. And people are like, oh, well, burnout is a problem, but I've just been getting sick and stuff. Like my stress, I don't know what's going on in my life. I'm going through this weird funk where I can't execute as hard as I used to. You know, execution used to be one of my really top traits about me, that I get everything done and stuff. But recently I've been so lethargic, even with my YouTube videos, that I'm sure you can tell, like my energy is not the same when I was like 26 and I was like hype beast and fucking swearing up a storm. It's not the same. But you know, I think that's how you know you want something bad enough, when you show up day after day after day and year after year after year, like wanting something and striving towards something and understanding that great things take a long time. I think that's really what success is, man. It's not only consistency, but the belief that you can do it over and over again, and recognizing your previous wins and just building things like a block. I think a lot of people just think overnight success, whether it's health, wealth, or relationships, they expect things way too quick. And it's like, yes, it's important to move quickly, but at the same time, it's also important to balance the whole, like, the hustle mentality with being patient too. And when I say patient, not waiting on things, but having a little more self-compassion, and understanding that what you're going through now is exactly what you need to go through. Anyways, that was a little woo-woo, but I hope you guys agree, man. If you guys like these like kind of open talks, man, I'm so down to do it, because it's been a long time since I've really kind of shared anything like deep with you guys that's going into my life. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why a lot of people follow me, is because I'm just real with shit, you know? So let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you want me to talk about below? What kind of things do you want to know about my life and want me to share? I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys. I will talk to you guys later. Peace. Refugee hustle on.